Have you ever stopped to ask yourself this question? Am I actually poor? Or am I simply charging too little for what I know? This thought changed the way I see money. Many people work incredibly hard. They are intelligent, reliable, honest, experienced, yet they remain trapped in this financial position of not having enough. Not because they have nothing to offer, but because they have accepted that being underpaid for the value that they bring is all that they can get. Welcome to Broke Reviewed, where we are always reviewing our finances, our mindsets, our confidence, and our future one decision at a time. So today, let's talk about something that could completely change the way you earn money. Stop measuring your worth by your paycheck. Your salary is not your value. Your hourly rate, it's not your value. Your current bank account, it's not your value. Sometimes people pay you based on what they can afford, not necessarily because that is what you're actually worth. If you believe that your pay determines your worth, you just be accepting little for what you're capable of earning. You were created with gifts, with talents, abilities that are valuable. The question is, are you developing them? Because what you don't develop, you eventually devalue. There is a hidden trap. Comfort in undertainment is one of the most dangerous financial traps that is familiar. Underpayment, you can get used to it. You can adjust your lifestyle to it. You even start to defend it. You start to say things like, at least I have a job. It's better than nothing. This is just how things are. But here is the truth. Comfort can quietly become captivity. And many people are not just stuck because they lack opportunity. They are stuck because they stopped questioning their value. Cheap doesn't always win. Many people believe the cheapest person gets the customer. And that is not always true. People pay more every day for quality, for trust, and for expertise. Why do you think that some consultants, they charge 1,000 and the other consultant is just charging hundreds? And why do you think that some businesses have a long waiting list? And why do you think that some people earn more in one day than others earn in a month? It's not always because they are smarter. Often they've learned how to solve the bigger problems. And the bigger the problem you solve, the greater the value you can create. And if you can create more value, therefore people will trust you with that and you then get more income for that. In fact, let us look at one parable in the Bible from Jesus. I think it's Matthew 25 verse 14 to 30. Yes. It's about a master that gave certain talents to his servants, before he went on a journey. I think to one servant he gave 5 talents, to the other he gave 2, and to another he gave 1. Each of these servants were given talents according to their ability. But now listen carefully. The servant that had the 5 talents worked on it and then doubled it. And then the servant that had 2 talents did the same, worked hard on it and doubled it. But what did the servant with the 1 talent do? He did something different. He buried it. He hid it. He played it safe. And when the master returned, he praised the one that had 2 and then had multiplied it. And he said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You are the faithful ones. You have been faithful in small things, so I'm going to put you in charge of what? Bigger things. But to the one that buried his talent, he lost everything he had. And why is that? This is because in God's economy, stewardship leads to increase, but fear leads to loss. Now here's the connection with your life. Your skills are the talents that you have. Your knowledge is your talent. Your ability to solve problems is your talent. The question is not, what did I receive? The question is, what am I doing with what I have received? Because really in life, just as the parable, those who multiply what they have been entrusted to, right? They have the potential to get more. But those who bury their potential eventually lose the opportunity. So today, invest in becoming more valuable. If you want to earn more, become more valuable. Learn a skill, improve your communication, read books, take that course, go to university, practice, build experience, and most importantly, apply what you learn. Because most times, knowledge without application is just like a buried talent. So ask yourself every week, what have I learned this week? That's going to make me more valuable than I was last week. Growth is one of the best investments you ever make. I'm telling you, unlike money, no one can take your growth from you at all. So stop apologizing for excellence. Some of us are afraid to charge appropriately. We're afraid and we'll say that we are going to be too expensive. But remember this, being affordable is not the same as being valuable. Don't overcharge, that's not the point here. Be fair, but don't undervalue yourself, because when you constantly undercharge, you are not being humble. You're just being unwise. And confidence grows when competence grows. So keep learning, keep improving yourself. Do not be afraid to ask to be paid fairly. The real reason why people stay underpaid, let's be honest, is just that most people think that, the world is unfair and they are just being underpaid because they really didn't upgrade their skills. They don't position themselves correctly. They don't communicate their value, their self-worth. They don't solve bigger problems. And they don't take responsibility for growth. And the result is simple. They stay in the same financial level for years, sometimes even for decades. They remain there. But the moment you change your value, you change your income ceiling. That is just the truth. So this week, I want us to do 3 things. Write down every skill that you already have. Choose one skill out of them that you're going to improve for the next 3 months. Then look for one opportunity that pays more because it values that skill. Then add this to it. Start tracking your growth weekly. Then ask these questions. What did I learn? What did I improve? And how did I apply it? Because a growth that is not tracked, is often growth that is forgotten. And remember this. You are not defined by what you currently earn. You're not defined by the value, you're just defined by the value you continue to build each day. And just like the parable of the 10 talents, God doesn't reward hidden potentials. He rewards faithful stewardship. The more you develop what you have been given, the more you are entrusted with more. The more value you create, the more lives you can impact. And then the more income will follow. This is Broke Rebuild. Keep rebuilding, one skill, one decision, one step at a time. I love you all. Stay blessed. And if you do like content like this, please do subscribe to my channel, as I'll be producing more to inspire you to become the best version of yourself. Stay blessed. Bye for now.